Hey there, how's it going? This is Derek Lacey, the Sleep Coach LA. I am on the heels of a trip that I took to Seattle, Washington to celebrate my sister's 50th birthday. Now, I'll get into those details another time, but while I was there, I was in a hotel room for a few nights, and it got me thinking about you and what I would like to talk to you about today. Now, whenever you're traveling, right, and this is especially important if you struggle with sleep, but you're either upgrading your sleeping situation or you are downgrading it. In this particular case, I scouted out the hotel and I knew I was going to like the room. But the one thing I didn't know was that I was going to be on the 45th floor, which maybe isn't that high for some of you, but it was for me. And I was actually my bed was right next to the window. So it felt like I could roll over the wrong way and go gonzo. So I was experiencing more stress and anxiety than I'm used to. So it was a good thing that I brought part of my sleeping routine on the road. And this is what you can do. Whenever you're traveling, sleeping in somebody else's bed, you can bring your sleep routine with you. And so one of the things that I used to love to do whenever I would be on a streak of sleepless nights was get a deep tissue massage. This relaxed my body so much that I pretty much had no choice but to fall asleep right away. And I'm not a big fan of taking things to fall asleep. You might know this, even though there are things that are healthier than others. In general, it's just not a good association. But this, when you do take something, let's say you take melatonin, right? Not a big fan of it, but even if you do take it, you have to take it like an hour and a half before for it to start working. Well, you can stretch using this band. I'm going to show you how, and get immediate relaxation and immediate results. So, for those of you that wake up in the middle of the night, can't go back to sleep, you can do this. And I'm going to show you how it works here. This is a hamstring stretch. Now, why is it important to start here? If you could only do one stretch, I would suggest doing this. Well, whenever we have stress and any kind of anxiety, any tension, it's gonna start up here, and then it's gonna manifest like in other parts of our body, particularly the lower back and hips. So whenever we want to squeeze this stress out, we want to squeeze from there. And the best way I know how to access this part of my body is actually through this hamstring stretch. This is something I learned several years ago from my savvy trainer who saved me from back surgery. I was on my way to having back surgery, and he said, just try this stuff out first. And we focused on the muscles in my back, and he showed me how to do this stretch. And I seriously, it saved my life. So if there's one thing you could do for your body, it's this. So hopefully you can see this okay, but I have this little exercise band. You can get this Marshalls, TJ Maxx, they sell that there. Amazon, a sporting goods store if you want to pay even more for the same thing. But so what you want to do, you see it's around my foot, and you want to straighten your leg, and it's important that this knee is locked, that you don't bend it. Otherwise, you won't get the communication that's necessary. But I'm going to lean back here, and you want to straighten the leg, keep the band, don't try to force it, just kind of bring the band to you, and eventually you're going to start to feel almost an uncomfortable tension. If you go too high, it's uncomfortable, but when you have it in the right place, it feels really good. And as you get higher, when I started doing this, I was down here. I couldn't get this high. And it's not really about how high you get, but it just goes to show that if you continue to do this, you'll be more flexible and strengthen the muscles in your back. But as you start to get higher, you can feel now a communication going from your hamstring to your glute and then your lower back. And when you get a deep tissue massage, you're going from the outside in. And it can be really painful before you start to really experience the goodness, right?
And this is the other way around. We're going from the inside out by having this line of communication through your hamstring. You're able to kind of connect with the nerves and all of that tissue surrounding that area, and more importantly the back muscle, because that's where we're storing all of our attention, right? So I won't stay here too much longer, but don't forget to breathe. As you exhale, you can go deeper and deeper and start to like manipulate this like a joystick to really find that area and move it around and communicate with your lower back. And you can spend 1 minute doing this, you can spend 5 minutes doing this. I did this for about 20 minutes, 10 minutes aside earlier, because this is just an essential stretch for me. I don't know if this is still, I got a battery dying message. Okay, so there's that. Now, another thing that we can stretch is our groin, which we can do. I'm going to open this band and turn this open this way. See if you can see this okay. And then kind of grab it from the other side and just let go. And it sort of feels like I'm being suspended in midair, like on a hammock. But this is, I can't tell you how relaxing this is right now, really. And it's free. I didn't have to pay anybody or tip anybody to massage me and wonder if they're hitting the right places, right? Because I can control the massage. And I can feel this in both hips as well. And so after you do that for each side, you can finish off with some twists like this, keeping your opposite shoulder on the floor and using your hand to bring your knee over and ease your body into a twist. And so what's happening is that we gather stress. All right, I see somebody who's probably leaving a silly comment. Yep, thanks, Dave. We feel stress. It starts in our mind, right? We think about everything that we shouldn't be thinking about when we should be relaxing into sleep. And then this travels down our body and it gets stuck in these places. So by stretching, we are showing the mental traffic how to exit, right? Instead of trying so hard to mentally battle our mental fatigue, right? So it's like you're using the wrong resource to squash something. Here we're just kind of like, it's an ole move. We're saying ole to these thoughts that are interfering with our sleep. So that's something that you can try. If you have back trouble, especially, try this. But if you just want to get yourself in the best position to sleep tonight, make this a part of your routine. Try it tonight and do it little by little. Do it a minute at a time. Get used to it. And remember, when you start doing these things, they become a cue that it's time to go to bed. So not only are you stretching those muscles and becoming more relaxed, but your body's starting to get the idea like, okay, this is what we do before we go to sleep. This is how it works. Gotcha. Thanks. Because it's likely if you cannot sleep at night, I can almost guarantee you do not have a routine, right? There's not a schedule of events that let you know what's going to inevitably happen. So try that. Please share this with somebody you know, because there are millions of people around the world, in this country, in your state, that can't sleep. So share this with somebody. Let me know if you have any questions, any ideas, something you would like me to talk about. And that's it. All right. See you later.